Hello YouTube. So, Kamisato Ayato is having his rerun, the second half of Genshin Impact 3.3, and his greatest competitor in terms of on-field hydro DPS and enabling is our favorite Tartaglia, Childe. So let's see who can come out on top in some team damage and solo damage showcases. Enjoy the video. First of all, let me show you guys my character's builds. So my Childe has about 50-150 ratio with 3 sets. He's using the 2-piece Wanderers and 2-piece Heart Adept, the 4-piece Heart Adept, or the 4-piece Shimenawa, depending on what fight he's in, and I will say what set he's using when the fight happens. My Ayato is a little bit more simple, using a very similar 4-piece Heart Adept set, but with a crit damage circlet instead of a crit rate circlet because of his already high crit damage substat. They are also both using their best 4-star free-to-play weapons, with Ayato using the Black Leaf and Childe using the Rust. So let's get started off with the Regis Vine showcase to see how fast their solo damage can do about 180k damage. With Childe, I'll be using the Shimenawa set. My crits were decently lucky on both characters, my Ayato being a little bit more lucky. My Childe didn't crit a lot on his normal attacks, but he had a massive crit on his burst, which made up for the damage lost. The next showcase we will have is the solo damage against the Maglu Genki, which is a multi-stage boss fight, so let's see how much Childe's cooldown affects him in this fight. My Childe being a Constellation 1 had majorly helped him this fight. Because of this, his cooldown was not actually that much longer than Ayato's cooldown. Ayato's cooldown is as much as his uptime, and my Childe's cooldown is about 20% longer than his uptime. But without C1, Childe would have had a clear loss here. Ayato's damage is nothing like a hyper carry, but so is Childe's, to be fair. Both of these characters have elemental damage that cannot be easily amplified. Ayato's is kind of worse in that regard because he can't vape many of his attacks while Childe can vape his burst, which we will see in the next fight, which is the Primo Bishop showcase. For both of these teams, I'll be using the exact same supports, just Shangling, Sucrose, and Bennett. They are very similarly built, and my Childe will be using the 2-piece Wanderer plus 2-piece Heart Adept in this specific showcase. Childe was able to one-cycle the Primo Geovishap, while Ayato was not able to. This is mostly because Childe was able to do about a 160k nuke in the beginning with minimal setup, which is really good. So one thing to note is that Childe is using an EM Sands in this fight, so his normal attack damage does take a dive. Ayato did pretty well. One thing to note in this fight is that I was not able to double swirl correctly with Ayato. I'm not really sure if he got the buff from Sucrose. But anyways, the fight was pretty close, and if Ayato could have a longer uptime, then he could have easily won this fight. All things considered, both of these DPS characters are very similar to each other, even though their best roles are not as a DPS character. For reference, I will currently put up a video of my Childe run versus a Eula run, and Eula is supposed to be a hyper carry, just to show the real difference between Childe and Ayato and a proper hyper carry character, because I see a lot of misconception calling Childe a hyper carry and Ayato a hyper carry, which is just not true. Both of these characters function with their teams better than they do solo, unlike characters like Ito, Eula, Wanderer. So yeah, keep that in mind. If you enjoyed this video, please do like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys next time.